जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तेरा वनचारी यमुना तेरा वनचारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद् चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप बिना श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। मायपुर नवदीप धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। नर्मदा माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण भक्ति का ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सगुण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकास स्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं मंगलं गायत्री कृपातमं वन्दे श्रीदेवं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। हरे कृष्णा welcome to all devotees for the sixth session of online reading of Patropadesh volume 1. So today we are continuing to read from page number 108, 2nd February 1998. So before starting, just I want to confirm from devotees whether they are able to hear me. Am I audible? My voice is clear. Okay. 2nd February 1998. I have received your letters dated 9/1/1998 and 16/1/1998, for which I thank you. It seems that in the first letter, you are feeling much disturbed at the difficulties in balancing your academic duties with your devotional practices. But by the time of writing the second letter, you seem to have reconciled this somewhat in your mind. Now that you have taken up this path of study, you should follow it through, at the same time not neglecting your spiritual practices. It can be difficult, but it is quite possible. Not only you, but many thousands of devotees all over the world have faced a similar dilemma and are able to adjust within their lives. That is to say, there are many devotees who are busy in secular occupations and are students or housewives who have to balance their spiritual obligations with their familial, social, and occupational ones. Even many, if not most, of the devotees living in the ashrams of ISKCON around the world have so much service to do that they do not have as much time for sadhana as they would like to. But somehow or other, most of us are coping and going on, and you should try to do so also, especially now that you have taken the solemn vow of initiation. You're lucky in that you have association with like-minded students, and one lecturer, Prabhu. Without their association, it would be even more difficult for you. As far as not have getting good results in your studies, we should learn from the Bhagavad Gita to try our best in all our endeavors, but realize that the result is not in our hands. Of course, the modern society is extremely competitive and people tend to be judged by the results only, which is very unfair and leads to much distress and mental disturbance. However, as a devotee of Krishna, please try to be fixed in understanding of trying your best and not being attached to the results. Regarding the translation of brahmacharya in Krishna consciousness, I think you should begin it now as you are already under so much pressure of study. In the long holidays and the summer, you could take up this work. I understand that you have a week holiday in the first week of March. I expect to have a week holiday in the first week of March. I expect to be in Baroda at the beginning of March, but by the second or third, I will be going towards Mayapur to attend the festival there. However, G. Prabhu will be doing many college programs at that time in V, and he has expressed that he would be very happy to have you present at that time. So, if you can, please do come and avail of the association of your God brothers at V. Regarding my visit P, regarding my visiting P, I wrote the following to R. Maharaj. I changed my mind about going to P. One reason is that I am overextended and thought it better not to add more engagements. However transcendently exciting it may be. Another reason is that as you are going there regularly, the place is being serviced already, so it may not be so necessary for me to go there. There's a huge ocean of preaching all over the world, and it's just a matter of deciding which part we dive into. I would like to be I would like to be everywhere in the world at once, but it is not possible. So I am trying to concentrate more on writing books, which could go all over the world, at least to those who are interested to read them. I hope to bring out at least 3 new books during 1998, but to do so, I have to concentrate on this book and not travel too much. I hope that you can understand this and that this doesn't disappoint you too much. However, I hope your disappointment will be at least somewhat mitigated when my new books come into your hands. I very much appreciate your loving sentiments. My visit to US, Russia this year will commence from late June or early July. Regarding your questions, number one, if I see a senior Vaishnava committing an offense, what should I do? Appropriate one. It so happened that one devotee used to wear his socks and then take his bead bag or chant his rounds. Also, sometimes he used to touch his feet and then take Chaitanya Charitamrita or Gita and read. Though I understand that the devotee is a great person and the Shastric principle that one should never find fault with a Vaishnava, I feel that should I oversee this or what should I do? Many mistakes in points of Vaishnava behavior. Okay, Vaishnava behavior, it is different. Are made even by senior devotees due to negligence or ignorance. This is because the Vedic culture of proper behavior, which was previously handed down generation to generation in India, has broken down in outside India. It has not yet been properly established. To help to rectify this situation, I am compiling an extensive book on Vaishnava etiquette that covers all these points in great detail. I hope that this will go a long way to increase the awareness and practice of proper Vaishnava behavior. Exactly you should do in what exactly you should do in this situation is difficult for me to say because I am not aware of the relationship you have with this devotee. If you feel that he would be ready to hear it from you, you could approach him in an extremely humble and respectful mood and politely point out the discrepancy. Another way to do it might be by sending him a letter. This might be especially effective if the letter is sent when you are not in his direct association and may not see him for some weeks. That way, if there is any displeasure on his part at having his discrepancies pointed out by a junior, they may subside before you meet again. And he may be thankful that you brought this to his attention. But if you feel that under any circumstances he would not be willing to accept instruction from you, then it is better not to try to give it. Let him read the book when it comes out. Number two, one senior devotee said that whatever you buy in Vrindavan, non prasadam, can also be taken. That is, you can buy some milk sweets and mix them with prasadam to distribute. He also said that Srila Prabhupada had said that in Vrindavan, all foodstuffs are prasadam. I don't agree with that and maintained taking prasadam in Krishna Balaram Mandir. How far is this true? Obviously, it is better to take prasadam that has been offered to the deities. It is a devotee's natural tendency to offer everything he takes to Krishna first, and that should be more so in Vrindavan rather than less so. The standard practice in Vrindavan is to purchase sweets from the shop and then offer them to the temple. What is it difficult to offer, and why shouldn't we want to? Even if we consider that everything in Vrindavan is transcendental, why should we avoid offering bhoga to Krishna? It doesn't make any sense to me. Please go on with your devotional service with all enthusiasm. Associate with devotees, chant Hare Krishna, chant attentively, read Srila Prabhupada's books daily, and if possible, distribute them also, and surely advancement will be gradually there. 3rd February 1998. I have received your letter dated 10th January 1998 and noted the contents carefully. During Kartik, you approached me in Vrindavan and asked about entering into a disciple guru relationship with me. You told me that previously you had been aspiring for the shelter of, yes, Maharaj. When I asked you why you were changing your mind, you could not clearly say why, but nonetheless, you tentatively started taking my shelter. Now you have decided you do not want to do that. I have no objection, and I understand your point that you want to be sure who is the person who you are willing to serve life after life. There is no harm in taking time to make sure who is that person you want to request for shelter. But please don't approach any other guru until you are absolutely sure of what you want. It is not good to go to one guru after another requesting shelter and then later tell them that you don't want it. You wrote, I'm sure that any time I need someone to talk with, I can find a qualified Vaishnava. Please don't take the association of devotees so cheaply. Association with devotees is a gift which is attained after many lifetimes. Even if we have the opportunity to avail of that gift, if we don't have the right attitude, we will not be able to take advantage of it. Just see how Srila Prabhupada's family members lived on intimate terms with the most outstanding Vaishnava in the universe. Yet they were not able to recognize him. If you are actually serious about spiritual life, I advise that you do not put off the matter of surrendering to a guru for too long. Otherwise, your own mind will be your guru. And I cannot think of worse guru for you than that. Jai. 5th February 1998, that you sold 30 sets of Bhagavatams as well as many other books in December is astounding, especially considering that all the devotees there have jobs and other commitments. ISKCON H ki jai, Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai. You ask for blessings to distribute books, but considering these results, it should be me. It should be me who is asking you for blessings. Thank you for your appreciation of my writing. In 1998, I want to concentrate more on writing. I will cut down on traveling and write more. Please pray to Krishna, and with his blessings and those of the Vaishnavas, I hope to bring out 3 new books this year. As the number of my disciples is increasing, I wish to collect old letters I have written, because many valuable instructions contained therein may be shared with others. Oh, Maharaj thought it 1998, and in 2020, 2019, this has been materialized. 18. If you have kept the letters that I have sent to you, please send photocopies of them to me. Distribute books, distribute books, distribute books, and read them also. Any other? Okay. Hare Krishna, Srinivas ji, you can continue to read. Hare Krishna, you have access.
Hello, Prabhu. Hello.
One second. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. 10th February 1998. I also look forward to seeing the other offerings. Not that I am fit for any glorification, but it is a pleasing exchange of transcendental affection. And it is gratifying that at least a few drops of the ocean of affection that Srila Prabhupada showered on me is reaching through to my disciples also. 18th February 1998. Thank you for your letter. You asked how to find a balance in your life that will be different for each devotee. But basically, everyone should follow the program of sadhana as given to us by Srila Prabhupada and remain fully engaged in Krishna's service all the balanced time, minimizing but not fanatically reducing eating and sleeping. Regarding staying unmarried, the best thing is just to make a decision not to do so and stick to it. If you are really not interested in the opposite sex, then they will also not be interested in you. At least that was my experience as a brahmachari. 20th February 1998. I understand that you are upset with me for not recommending you for simultaneous first and second initiation. Please do not be upset with me. That will not benefit you in any way. I suggested that you follow the usual procedure of taking first initiation and then after some time, after becoming more qualified, to take second initiation, as and when you are recommended for it. But instead, you decided not even to take a recommendation for first initiation and not to go to Mayapur, where you were hoping to be initiated. You told me that there is no point in taking first initiation because my service situation would be the same. Whereas if I had taken second initiation, I could have done deity worship. This suggests to me that you do not properly understand the meaning of initiation. It is not simply a formality which bestows upon a devotee the right to perform a special services. Rather, one is allowed to perform such service because he has satisfied the spiritual master with his submissive and steady service. That is why second initiation is only very rarely given at the same time as first initiation. You asked me for a recommendation for second initiation, but I am not obliged to give you that simply because you want it, as giving initiation is not a formality. Giving a recommendation for initiation is also not a formality. The condition of the prospective disciple and what will be the best for his spiritual advancement has to be considered. To give recommendations for initiation simply as a formality would also not be fair to the spiritual master being approached. My personal experience is that those who are more interested and demanding about taking initiation are often those who go
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you read little bit slowly.
okay,
Insistent.
insistent.
Yeah, you should. You read. My personal experience is that those who are more insistent and demanding about taking initiation are often those who go away soonest. Read slowly, Prabhuji. No problem. There is no hurry.
And what will be best for spiritual advancement has to be considered. To give recommendations for initiation simply as a formality would also not be fair to the spiritual master being approached. My personal experience is that those who are more insistent and demanding about taking initiation are often those who go away soonest. These may seem like harsh words to you. I have on several occasions spoken to you strongly, and it is to your credit that you have not taken them in the wrong way. I don't know if you are aware of it, but from the point of view of other devotees, you are considered a difficult case. From this latest episode, it has become even more apparent that despite your good theoretical grasp of the philosophy, you still have serious misunderstandings of very basic points. I don't know if you will be able to understand or digest what I am trying to relate to you. Generally, you try to understand everything through your own intelligence, which by the grace of God is more than that of others. Unfortunately, it is materially contaminated and therefore you cannot understand anything properly through it. Lord Krishna states that the mind can be one's best friend or one's worst enemy. In your case, you have made friends with a mind who you take to be your best advisor. But as the saying goes, one who takes himself as his own guru has a fool for a disciple. This is why I always recommended that you spend at least 2 years doing the most menial services such as washing pots, just to help you understand the most basic point of our philosophy, that we are all the servants of Krishna, a thousand times removed. Within Vaishnava society, there is a hierarchy, but those who rise in it without the basic understanding simply disturb themselves and others. It is very nice that you aspire to be initiated as a Vaishnava Brahmana and to serve the deity from the form of the Lord. However, it would not be conducive to your spiritual advancement to do that until you have imbibed the proper basic attitude. You may think that it would be good for your spiritual advancement to take up such service, but that again is symptomatic of your disease. That you have your worked out your own program for advancing rather than engaging in service as is given to you by the descending system from competent authorities. Under the circumstances, it would not be conducive for you to accept Brahmana initiation at this stage. Therefore, I reiterate my advice. Take it step by step. First, take Harinama initiation if you are so fortunate to have it bestowed upon you. Then, when the relevant authorities are satisfied with your service attitude, aspire for Brahminical initiation. After millions of births, you are now so fortunate to be able to associate with devotees and engage in devotional service. Can't you wait a few extra months before accepting Brahminical initiation? 24 February 1998. Certainly, I remember you from India. My congratulations to you. It is excellent news that you are on your way to being published. Did you tell your teachers at that Gurukula also? Writing for Krishna is a very important service. The world is polluted by concocted ideas that are communicated to the world by deluded intellectuals. Writing is a powerful medium to counteract this mental pollution and establish reality. Krishna's Krishnastu Bhagavan
कृष्णस्तु
Swayam.
भगवान स्वयं.
Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. What are your writing subjects? I remember your father telling me that you were mostly interested in stories. Maybe I could interest you in some story work I am doing. I have been giving classes on great devotees by reading and translating from Bengali books. The materials are transcribed but need putting into presentable English for reading. It needs a lot of work on it. If the idea of working on this appeals to you, please let me know and I will send the material across. May Krishna bless you to lead a long and productive life in his service. Please convey my obeisances to your father. 13 March 1998, Gaurav Purnima. Regarding the question about Ganga and Yamuna, there is no clear reason given why the Yamuna is referred to as the Ganga. Here in Mayapur and in other areas of Bengal, the branches of the Ganga, such as Bhagirathi, Jalangi, and Hooghly, are known both by their individual names and also as Ganga. As the Yamuna is also a tributary of the Ganga, the local usage may have been to refer to her as Ganga. Even today, some people claim that Yamunotri, the source of the Yamuna, is actually the main source of the Ganga. Other explanations may be found in commentaries by the Acharyas or may be not. Generally, we accept the Acharya statement as good as or more important than those of Shastra. More important in that they clarify Shastra, as in this case. 15th March 1998. Please excuse the delay in reply. I have not logged in or even hardly looked on my computer in the last few days. Since I was in Bangladesh and Mayapur, I understand that you are experiencing difficulties in personal relationships with other devotees. This is symptomatic of Kali Yuga, the age of quarrel, and is therefore not very surprising. It appears that in particular, this problem is chronic within our movement, probably because of the rapid expansion of the movement there and the concomitant, concomitant,
Concomitant.
concomitant,
Concomitant.
concomitant lack of trained leaders. I think under the circumstances, the best thing you can do is to tolerate the difficulties as much as possible. At the same time, not giving up the association of devotees, because all devotees, whether they be neophyte or advanced, are all great souls. If you can set a better example for others by your own ideal behavior, that will be in the long run probably be the best contribution you can make towards rectifying this problem. In this regard, the advice of Lord Chaitanya is most relevant. Trinadapi sunichena tataur api
तरोरपि सहिष्णुना
sahishna.
अमानिना मानना
Amanena
मानदेना
krityani
कीर्तनीय
sada harihi.
कीर्तनीय सदा हरिः.
Kirtaniya sada harihi. I hope this meets you well and happy and look forward to meeting you at the Suharevo festival in July. 16th March 1998. I am writing from Mayapur. The Mayapur festival this year, as usual, was transcendentally hectic and blissful, and about 2,000 devotees attended. It is really a wonderful spiritual experience, despite the concomitant austerities, and one that I pray to be able to take part in every year for as long as I remain in this body. Please make a special effort to come whenever it may be possible for you to do so. Thank you for your letter. It is nice to hear from you after a long time and to hear of your renewed commitment to Krishna consciousness. That you are again chanting 16 rounds is especially good news, as is that of your preaching engagement. You have had quite a few ups and downs in your Krishna consciousness. So now please try to remain steady and keep up this standard. Of course, as you accurately suspected, the news of your splitting up with M is not so pleasing. It seems that in the modern age, for a husband and wife to stay together throughout their life is becoming an exception rather than the norm. Although you have had difficulties living with him, I am sure you would also agree that M is not a bad person by any means. He is also a devotee, although maybe his devotional aspirations are not as strong as yours. Then again, you yourself have not been very strong or steady. You have expressed terror at the thought of my advising you to go back to M. So I shall not do so. But please bear it in mind that the way of his material world is that except for those who are exceptionally spiritually advanced, a man needs a woman and a woman needs a man to live with. Perfect matches are rarely or never found. Still, the religious rule in all civilized societies is that marriage, once entered into, should be maintained throughout life, or at least until the couple are elderly. Although married life is fraught with difficulties, even more difficulties ensue in societies that condone the breaking of marriage, except in the most exceptional circumstances. Anyway, whatever circumstances we are in, we should all try to become worthy representatives of Srila Prabhupada. That we can do by rigidly following the regulative principles, chanting at least 16 rounds daily without offenses, studying Srila Prabhupada's books very carefully and seriously, endeavoring to become pure devotee of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I thank you very much for your generous donation of 20 pounds. I know that you must be struggling financially and therefore appreciate it further. I hope to be able to send you more books as I publish them, and in this way reciprocate with the kind sentiments of yourself and others who are sending me donations.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you
Hare
very
Krishna.
much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for reading. Thank you. Your reading has improved a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Amshidhari Damodar Prabhu. Are you able to hear me? Prabhuji, if you are able to hear
Yes,
me,
Prabhu.
then you can continue to read.
Okay. 16 March 1998. Please bless me so that I may improve in my sadhana. Blessings are there, but you must do your part also. Please pray to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that I should become a true devotee and be of service to you as you deem best.
Prabhuji, can the mic be little bit louder? Is it possible?
Uh,
Because it is the volume is less. Because when by the time we record, it will become still less. So we
okay.
maintain a little bit make it
Is it
sound.
better now, Prabhu?
You can put it little bit near your mouth also, Prabhu, no problem.
Okay. I'm always praying for the welfare of my disciple and hope that they will be kind upon me also. 17 March 1998. Don't believe these rascal scientists who now say they have found water on the moon. If they actually went to the moon, they would have found a heavenly planet. But they cannot go there because they are not qualified. It is all bluffing. 24 March 1998. Hare Krishna. I'm writing from a single room farmhouse just outside the city of Baroda. There is a 2.5-meter snake skin draped on the banister of the stairs leading to the roof, where I sleep at night in my mosquito tent. It is peaceful here. There is no hubbub of traffic or harping of horns, nor people coming to me every moment with their problems and concerns. The birds sweetly chirp in different varieties of trills and tones. Sometimes the monkeys who lived in an adjacent banyan tree starts hooting. There is also the sound of water constantly pouring from a deep well to irrigate the surrounding tobacco field. At night, jackals on and off join the dogs in howling. Here I see peacock and hens every day uh, as I walk up and down. fingering my beads and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Occasionally, I see a mongoose, and once I saw a group of sheeny blue and brown wild asses who quickly ran away when they saw me. But I have not seen the snake who lives around here and who donates a snake skin every year. Now the winter is over. The nights are still cool, but yesterday the temperature reached 37 degrees Celsius, almost 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and the worst of the heat is yet to come. We tolerate it. What else can we do? I have come here to write, although I am trying to make writing the central focus of my life. In involvement, involvement with other more people and projects makes it necessary to go for retreats if at all any work is to be done. I haven't brought out any new books in the last 2 years, but hope to complete at least two this year. Please pray that God bless my endeavors. My tentative travel plans for this summer includes short visit to Russia, Germany, Croatia, and Serbia, with maybe brief stops at countries in between. I do not plan going to Britain or Ireland. I need to get back to India and to writing, so something has to go. So there's my that's my news of birds chirping and the sun shining and writing. Not much to astound anyone, but whatever it is, it is. Please convey my affectionate regards to Mary and whomsoever of the family member you are in contact with. And I will look forward to hearing from you in the new months and seeing you in 1999. When you have passed so many summers, an extra one doesn't seem like so much. 26 March 1998. I admire your determination to preach in America. But if you think that makes you better than others, that is arrogance. If you think that all devotees in India are bums and thieves who never read Srila Prabhupada's books, that is not very arrogance, but also ignorance. Your nature is certainly fiery. Fire is color of renunciation, white of peaceful swans, and also of surrender. If you get married, I hope your future wife can absorb the heat. Otherwise, your marriage may end in ball of fire. And before taking a and before taking a firm decision on it, please read the Forest of Material Enjoyment again more carefully than ever before. 2nd April 1998. I just want to inform you that in this moment I am okay and that devotees here are accepting me very nicely. I am trying to engage myself in the service in the temple and I am going to help in the DT department. As you know, I am entering the new ashrama now and also I have a few questions about that uh, and I want to know answers before I make any step. I want to know, is it okay to live with her in a flat at least or minimum 6 months before I decide to live with her all my life because I am not 100% sure that she is the right girl for me and maybe she will see that I am not for her. Also, what will happen if after these 6 months I will not be sure? Is this a sign that she is not for me? I'm very sorry because I am disturbing you with all these things, but you must understand that I am very scared about all this because I don't want to make a mistake and then suffer all my life. Dear Guru Maharaj, please understand me and help me to make the right decision. Very good news that you are engaged in a service in the temple and that the devotees are accepting you nicely. Regarding living with your future proposed wife, before marriage, this idea may appear to be suitable to modern conditions, but it was never recommended by Srila Prabhupada. Even if you live with her for 6 months, you can't be sure that she will be the right person. The actual fact is that any relationship except those which are 100% based on serving Krishna must have so many discrepancies in them. How this applies to marriage is that there is no perfect marriage, unless maybe you take example like those of Kardama and Devhuti. Even then, Kardama left home at the certain time. But to make marriage as conducive as possible, Vyasa has compiled the story of Kardama, Devhuti, and others. And Srila Prabhupada has given his purport to describe the basic principle of civilized family life, which can be followed even today. The basic principle is one of the responsibility. As Srila Prabhupada once said, a man needs a woman and a woman needs a man. You have to get married, so you have to get married to somebody. So if you enter into marriage with a consciousness that whatever happens, I'm going to take the responsibility to maintain this woman and the children that I give her until there is a son old enough to take care of her, then somehow or other things will work out. Or even if they don't, you will have to live with it. That consciousness is required. For the woman, submissiveness to the husband and chastity are the most important principles. And over and above this social and psychological consideration, there is a service to Guru and Krishna as center of Krishna consciousness, oh, and the center of Krishna conscious married life. Without the proper sense of commitment, when problems comes, as they inevitably will, you may consider leaving your wife after having entered into bond of marriage. This is not at all wanted. The civilized system is to check beforehand by astrological and other means whether the couple will be compatible. But after marriage, if somehow or other they are not, divorce and remarriage is not an option. It is this understanding and consciousness that marriage should be entered into, otherwise, it is too much likely to end up as yet another unhappy statistic. And Prabhu has based in S up until recently and was helping devotee with these kind of questions. Please contact him. He is my god brother and old friend. He was with me in B for some time. At least you could contact him on com. I am referring you to him because he has much experience in these matters. 2nd April 1998. Please accept my blessings if that's what you want. Actually, sannyasis usually offers blessings, but because most devotees seems to think that only their own guru should offer them blessings, I generally offer them greetings, which is a way of opening letter that Srila Prabhupada sometimes used. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. You may remember that I told you several times in past to keep more connection with your initiating spiritual master. I am glad that you have now understood the point and the consequences of not doing so, and that you are going to rectify the situation. As far as your broken promise to me are concerned, don't worry too much about them. Life in the material world is like an ocean with many tossing waves. Circumstances change and commitment made may not always be possible to fulfill. I understand this completely and have never felt bad about you because of this. It is only you who are feeling bad about it, which, as you know, may be because you are your own worst enemy. But then again, you are friend to yourself in as much as whatever happens, you keep on holding on to the association of devotees. Whatever else you may do or fail to do, if we can somehow or other get the mercy of devotees, that will help us. Srila Prabhupada once related how the crocodile
Cro-
that
uh,
attacked Gajendra was saved because somehow he was in contact with the lotus foot of the devotee. Of course, being a contact in such a hostile way is not recommended, nor are you doing that. I'm thinking of writing fictions. I am more interested in writing truth. I'm not thinking of writing fictions. I'm more interested in writing truth. Thank you for the news from Taiwan. It is inspiring to hear of devotees in different parts of the world struggling to make the dreams of Lord Chaitanya and our predecessor Acharya come true. Keep in touch from time to time. Unknown date. To the recipient of the letter features immediately above. When referring to one's spiritual master in presence of others, you can always say My Guru Maharaj. Honorific titles such as Srila XXX are, strictly speaking, meant to be used among the disciple and in direct address to the Guru only. Although, if you know other feel comfortable with you using such as a title, then you may, of course, do so. According to Hari Bhakti Vilasa, such honorific titles are awarded to spiritual masters, but in the fallout after the zonal acharya system, many devotees think that the only honorific title in our movement should be that of Srila Prabhupada. I am sure you are well aware of these things now that you are back in America. And there is no harm to be sensitive, as there are people with hurt feeling out there. At the same time, if you can convince others about the reality of feeling towards your spiritual master, that will be very nice. Reverential and loving feelings towards the spiritual master are not optional for spiritual advancement. Unfortunately, recent unhappy history has created much confusion.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I'll request some other devotees to read. Hare Krishna, Akhilananda Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Are you able to hear me? No, I think. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhu, I can hear you.
Yes, Prabhu, you can read.
8 April 1998. Even saintly people appreciate some practical help when they need it. 8 April 1998. Prabhu has asked me to intercede on his behalf as he is very much anxious to get the Bengali verse of Reyo Bhakti
Rasar Nava.
Reyo Bhakti Rasar Nava.
Yes.
And you are exhibiting your pastime of not being merciful to him. I suggested to Prabhu that in this circumstance, some charity given to a poor Brahmana would be in order, as even the most saintly of people have practical needs that are not easy to meet in present day circumstances. I don't know if he just wants a photocopy of the Bengali original or if he expects you to write them out in English script. But I request you, for all that I am a meaningless personality, that if it is not too much difficulty to kindly oblige him, Prabhu has an insatiable thirst for memorizing verses. It is an excellent sadhana and one that deserves to be encouraged. Whether or not he can correctly pronounce the Bengali is another question. I hope that you received my books, which were sent to you. It might be too much to expect you to be happy and healthy in Krishna's service, but there is no harm in hoping so. 8 April 1998. You have asked me which of two services you should take up. Both are directly involved in preaching. Preaching is the life of this movement, so either of them will be good for you. You have mentioned financial difficulties, but that is the usual situation, especially in ours. If you struggle to serve Krishna, that will help to make you strong. Both options are good. So you may choose either of them. If you think you can do it, best to choose the service at S because it seems as if you would be taking up more responsibility in that service, with many devotees serving under you. It is good to take responsibility in Krishna's service if we do it with a purely service oriented motive. As this movement spreads more and more, some devotees have to come forward to take up leadership roles. If you cannot decide which of the two offers to choose, think which leader you think you could best serve under and make your choice based on that. If you are still unsure, better stay at us because that is where you have been based for quite some time. Unless there is a good reason to change, better continue to work with devotees you know rather than having to enter into a whole new set of relationships. I hope this advice is helpful to you. Please let me know of your decision. 9 April 1998. It seems that there is a kind of fundamentalist versus liberal struggle going on within ISKCON, and that the fundamentalists who were previously dominant are being steamrollered by the liberals. As an apparent fundamentalist, I fear that the liberals may be so illiberal as to not allow me to speak. I also fear that if certain trends continue, the time may come when there will be a move to edit Srila Prabhupada's book to make them more in line with modern ways of thinking. April 1998. In Bhagavad Gita 3.20, why is Janaka given as an example? There could be many people cited as example, but one is enough to make the point. As Ram Leela was well known to all, giving the example of Janaka is immediately and clearly understood. Don't get hung up on minor abstruse points. Stick to the essence. 24 April 1998. Thank you for your letter. I was also happy with my stay at E, and I hope to spend more time there in future. Please convey my regards to Prabhu and all the devotees there and thank them for receiving me so nicely. Regarding your question, it is true that Krishna is not happy with the conditioned souls being in the material world. Yet he also takes pleasure in creating.
Oh, 1 second. You ready? 24th.
Yes.
1 second.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Creating some sand castles on the beach. Here only, na?
127, I think.
Yeah. Here it is best that you would have fixed.
Okay. It is best that you become fixed in the knowledge in Srila Prabhupada's service. This
Books. Srila Prabhupada's books. Srila Prabhupada's books.
Srila Prabhupada's books. It is best that you become fixed in the knowledge in Srila Prabhupada's books. The Vishist Advaita philosophy is in essence the same as Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. But there are differences also. For instance, in our Gaudiya Vaishnava line, we understand that the position of Radharani is supreme. But the Sri Vaishnava concentrate on Narayana. And some even take Lakshmi to be a Jiva. There are many subtle philosophical differences also. Even among the Sri Vaishnavas themselves, there are major philosophical disagreements. Therefore, it is best for you to try to clearly understand the philosophy as given in Srila Prabhupada's books, and be fixed in that. This advice is not for you only, but for the whole world. Srila Prabhupada is the essence of all the acharyas because he is presenting in a manner suitable for modern man the teachings of all the previous acharyas. This is not to denigrate the position of the Sri Vaishnavas in any way, for I hold them in the highest respect. I am simply recommending what is best for your own spiritual development so that you do not become confused. Regarding serving prasad to the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada usually had meals served to him which were not offered to the deities, but were brought to him directly from the kitchen. He also, on occasion, did amazing things like eating unoffered sweets in the deity kitchen while he was showing devotees how to cook them. Srila Prabhupada is a Mahabhagavat. For him, everything is prasadam because he has the vision of seeing everything as non-different from Krishna. The behavior of the Mahabhagavat is not to be imitated. 30 April 1998. I was wondering if there are any restrictions concerning using artificial flowers on the altar that you know of. Is it acceptable to use them if the temple is hurting financially and cannot afford nice fresh flowers? Is it acceptable for the deities to hold them in their hands? There is a Prabhupada letter which was published in the Prabhupada's Nectar series, in which Prabhupada said not to use silk flowers. Plastic and paper are certainly out if silk is. I remember when I first joined at Bhakti Vedanta Manor that the devotees were stringing garlands of flowers and leaves because of a difficult financial situation. The devotees had asked Prabhupada, who had given his permission. My feeling is that somehow or other, some effort must be made to give Krishna a garland, even if it means cutting back in other areas. After all, we have invited Krishna and he is Krishna. Do you remember the story of the female disciple willing to give up her chastity so that the grocer would give nice foods for her to serve Ramanuja properly? This is the ideal for a devotee, to make all kinds of sacrifices to please Krishna. And I am sure if we do that, then Adi Lakshmi Radharani will reciprocate. Is there no one in the whole city of Denver who will reciprocate to preaching about giving some donation, either of cash or flowers to the Supreme Lord? 30 April 1998. You wrote that it is normal in the modern age to live for some time with one's future wife before the ceremony of marriage. That is true, but it has not added to the stability of marriage.
Yes, Prabhu.
Just a minute. You're going up.
Yeah, this is internet connection problem.
Okay. It's page 130.
No, but you're reading the same page.
Okay. That is true, but it has not added to the marriage. You want to try to live with your proposed future wife to see if everything is going to be all right. I can assure you now that everything will never be all right. That is just the illusion of Maya, to think that everything could possibly be all right in married life. Nevertheless, it is required for most people to undertake the responsibility of marriage, as it is more suitable for them to prosecute their spiritual advancement within the Grahasthashram. but there is no allowance within the Vedic tradition for free companionship. We should try to comprehend and implement the principle behind such restraints rather than acting upon our own notions. Nevertheless, if you feel it is essential to live with your proposed wife for some time before marriage and would be extremely disturbed if you could not do that, I could give my begrudging consent. But you should know, have you not seen that the relationship and behavior of the spouses alters almost completely after marriage when the courtship is over? So what is to be deduced from this experiment? I am glad that you accept this to be a lifetime commitment. This understanding is the crux of successful marriage. As is said in the Christian marriage ceremony, I promise to live with this woman in happiness or distress, sickness or health, etc. This commitment will make the marriage work one way or another, despite all other obstacles. Nevertheless, you should have an astrological compatibility check as I had previously advised you. Thank you for taking up the service of coordinating with my aspiring disciples there. Bhaktin, Bhaktin,
Bhaktin Ari. Just like
probably in V.
just like Bhakta Krishna or Bhakta somebody is there, like Matajis are called Bhaktin. Yeah.
Bhaktin I is probably in V, finishing up her art school studies. Her mother is in R. Maybe you could encourage M to, if possible, come to India. Even if he could not stay very long or get absorbed in service here, at least he could visit the holy dhams. As you know, that is a great boost to one's Krishna consciousness and a wonderful experience, the impression of which will remain throughout life, even for those who subsequently do not practice Krishna consciousness at a very high level. 2nd May 1998. My own standard is to accept only uncut fruit in the homes of people who are not vegetarians. This was the standard I imbibed from your Guru Maharaj from the days when I was preaching in Bengal. Otherwise, if people are at least vegetarians, I may take milk products, and fruits in their homes, and sometimes whole meals, even if they are not chanting. Srila Prabhupada sometimes did this, and I do also. If I have to go on a long journey, for instance, a 24-hour train ride, I bring some cooked prasad with me. Even 20 years ago in India, people from respectable families used to do that because they were very careful about what they ate and who they took it from. Considering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's warning about taking food from non-devotees, I think it's an area that is better not to become lax in. You have asked whether it is offensive to eat food from non-devotees. The answer, according to the Nectar of Devotion, is yes. That we may sometimes relax that rule, as Srila Prabhupada sometimes did. Doesn't mean that it should become the norm. I personally would not consider eating potato chips and the like, and you probably would not want to either if you had seen the way they are prepared.
Okay.
5 May 19.
Okay, you can complete this. Yes.
5 May 1998. Yes, disciples are a burden for the spiritual master, but it is a burden of love. Just as the child is a burden for the parents, but they take pleasure in it. In seeing their children struggle, make mistakes, and gradually grow up to become responsible citizens and have their own children also. Disciples should try not to be a bad burden by misbehaving.
Okay, Prabhu, we will stop here and we'll meet tomorrow. to continue from 15th May 1998. So with this beautiful quote on the cover page, we will stop here. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Okay, devotees, unless and until somebody has some questions, otherwise we will stop here and meet tomorrow. Anybody wants to ask something or speak something or say something? Hare Krishna. No. If you have anything, you can type it on the chat box, or you can request to the mic access so that we can give you the access to speak. Otherwise, we'll stop here. Okay, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Mataji, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वन्दे निधाय त्रिणकं पतयोर्निपत्य कृत्वा च काकुशतम् एतद् अहं ब्रवीमि हे साधवः सकलमे विहाय दूरात् चैतन्यचन्द्रचरणे कुरुतानुरागात्। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण।